Today we're going to talk about leadership styles and their impact. So get ready. I think you're going to have some fun with this. Today I'm excited about talking to you about leadership styles and how your style impacts your team, impacts your company, impacts your ministry. And today, if this really helps you out, make sure that you like it and share it, and you're subscribed to our channel. Today, I want to just kind of ease into this with a saying that I hear a lot of leaders make. It goes kind of like this: this is how I am, this is how I've always been, you just got to deal with it. Well, there's some truth in that. That is how you are, but people may not deal with that. And just because it's the way you are doesn't mean it has to be the way that you're always. There can be change even in your style, because there are styles of leadership that are less effective when it comes to leading teams and seeing great success. And then there are styles that I believe are more effective when it comes to leading teams and bringing people into success. So to keep it simple, today I'll simply contrast an autocratic leadership style with a collegial leadership style. By autocratic, I simply mean one woman or one man just kind of plugging along, and the rest of us are just kind of getting dragged along with her or with him, and we just kind of do what they say. That's somewhat autocratic. Collegial is a style of leadership that depends more on the team, depends more on everyone else, and values the rest of the people that are in the process. So I want us to walk through this a little bit. The autocratic style, you make all the calls, versus the collegial style, which says the team helps to decide. Now, there are some advantages to that autocratic style, and that is that nobody else gets involved and they don't slow the process down. You can keep it going at your own pace because you're the one running it. You make the decisions, you make the calls, you keep it moving. However, the downside to that is that no one else feels any ownership with your decision making, and when it's wrong, everybody just leaves you out there by yourself because they had nothing to do with the decision that you just made. A collegial style of decision making that says, hey, I want to see what everybody else feels. It doesn't mean you're not the leader, that you're not going to ultimately make the final call, but it does mean you've kind of taken into your thought process what everyone else has shared, and you brought that into the consideration so that you get the best of all those worlds. And you're still the leader because ultimately you're the one that has to make the decision, and you're the one that's going to be responsible for the results of that decision. Let's talk about another contrast. The autocratic style, basically you do all the work too. You're the one that's running it. Actions, you're going for it. You see this a lot in church, where you see somebody who they get a lot of joy out of being the one who does it all, and then they're the first person to complain about, man, everybody just leaves it all on me. Well, they didn't really leave it all on you. You just didn't let anybody else help you because other people asked to help, but you didn't allow them to. The contrast with these styles is that one style says, I can do it all. The other style says, hey, I need all of us working together to get it done. Does that mean as the leader that there won't be times that you'll have to just do it because the rest of the team didn't show up, or folks are sick or on vacation? Sure, there'll be times like that, but those are the exception and not the rule. And don't let those exceptions then create a normal for you, a norm that says, hey, it's on me, I'll just get it done, to heck with the rest of y'all, I got this. I think that style of leadership, while it can be effective in some settings, long term, it doesn't produce the kind of success that brings the entire company, the entire division, department, or ministry into a place of success. And then there's this idea, the autocratic style, you kind of control the actions. Here's what I mean by that. Nobody really can do anything without asking you first. With the collegial style, there's an empowering of the team so that there are some things that people can do without asking. Now, those have to be well defined, sure. That's not just a wide open space, but there should be some things on the team, I think, that the team has been empowered to do, and they can carry those things out without necessarily having to get your permission for every single thing that gets done. That really can bog down the process, and it puts you in a place where everything exits and enters on you. And that's a tough place to be in. That's a lot of pressure. It's a whole lot easier to have other people leading alongside you. Someone asked me once what I felt created our success in growing by the thousands over a short period of time when our church first started back in July of 1990. And after I thought about it for a while, of course, there are all the important things like prayer and loving God's word and all those things, and loving God's people. And those things are important, but a lot of people do those things. That's not uncommon. But I felt one of the things that made a huge difference is that I learned early on to empower other people. I didn't have to do all of the praying or all the preaching or all the teaching or all the counseling or all the decision making. I didn't have to do it all. I quickly found ways to empower other people to do it. And that creates growth when you find people and empower those folks. And then finally, this is the part I love. When you contrast the Autocratic style with Collegial style, in the Autocratic style, you kind of take all the credit and get all the glory. With the Collegial style, that's shared with other people. And long-term success always bodes well when you've got other people feeling like, hey, we are responsible for the success. It also works on the other side too, because if we're in this thing together, when we do very well, we're together. And when it doesn't work out, we're still together. We did that. That was us, not just you. And that makes a huge difference in both the morale and the effectiveness of your team. I hope this discussion of how leadership styles can impact the team and the organization, and I hope you'll take some time to look at your own leadership style and maybe make some adjustments to become a little less autocratic and a little more collegial. I think it'll make a huge difference for you. If you've enjoyed today, make sure you like it and share it, and make sure you've subscribed to the channel. God bless you, friend. Thanks for hanging out with us today.